Anyhow, my name is Jerome Heranval. I am the general manager and winemaker of Chateau Durfort-Vivens, second growth in the classification of 1855 in Margaux area. Here we are in our oldest room of the chateau. It's a room from the 18th century. It used to be a copperage, so you can see some very old things around me. But that doesn't mean that we are old-fashioned. We are really focused on expressing a real identity of our terroir. We use a huge and high level of technology in the service of tradition. That means that as we want to express what is a great Margaux and what is the identity of Chateau Durfort-Vivens, we really focus on getting some very good grapes and matured grapes from the vineyard. And we are looking for what makes the difference and the exception of Margaux style, which is the freshness, the elegance, the complexity, the strengths. We usually say that those wines are feminine wines, and that's true because they're complex and elegant. And to get this level of complexity and elegancy, we decided some years ago, actually we started in 2009, with biodynamy. And actually biodynamy is a way to grow the vineyard without chemicals. We use only natural herbs to take care of vine. And the purpose is to come back to the authenticity. And that's not something new. 100 years ago, people didn't have any chemicals or any choice to spray chemicals. They used their feeling about nature, and biodynamy was something very usual and common. We decided to come back to this original way of vine growing in order to, as I told you, to go to the authenticity of the style. And since we do that, we realized that we have a better balance between the vine, the soil, the microclimate, the man as well, because the man is a part of the vineyard, a part of the terroir thing. So we want really to have a sustainable vine growing process, as well, first of all, for the consumer, so that he can be sure that the wine is safe for him, but as well for the people who are working in the vineyard, because they feel safe as well to work inside this vineyard in t-shirt and tongs and shirts, and when they look at their neighbors with masks and gloves and everything, they feel more confident with their work. So actually Durfort-Vivens used to be one of the oldest estates built in the 14th century. Very powerful, was one of the more expensive wines some years. That's why we became a second growth in 1855. But in 1937, the chateau was owned by Chateau Margaux, which is at less than 500 meters from us, just nearby. And actually, our vineyard used to be included into the vineyard of Chateau Margaux. So for almost 60 years, the chateau disappeared as a classified growth. It used to be the second wine of Chateau Margaux. So the first year when we've been really independent in Durfort-Vivens was vintage 1995, which is quite a new story. And we first focused on understanding and feeling our vineyard, because our philosophy, the main point, is that the wine is first made in the vineyard. So it takes time, and biodynamy helped us to be aware and to be inside the vineyard, to be able to anticipate each vintage. So vintage after vintage, I can say that we express better and better the potential of each year and each climate, each weather. So what else? That's natural wine, made in a natural way, in accordance to the good balance with its environment, and it expresses what makes the difference of Margaux, which is, I could say now, the more famous wine all over the world.